Welcome to another edition of the Stack Supplement Podcast. We go down all the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And I did miss last week, not for anything disorganized. I was sick, I was out, but as always, everything went online on the website. I make sure that whether I'm in the emergency room, incapacitated, tired, unwell, whatever it may be, the Stack website runs guaranteed practically. Even when we have servers down, social media out, stuff is going up there. Most things that go on, most things that go on the website go on social. 50% of them probably don't. So it's always the best place to catch all of the action. Social media doesn't always show you everything, so we try and segment it where we can, but go to stack.com, you will never miss a beat, and we never miss a beat. The only day off that there's anything not shared on the website is Christmas Day, which I think is okay. But yeah, we had the winner of the Clash of the Cans, the 2024 Clash of the Cans last week. It came down to Ghost Energy and Bomb Energy. And the person taking home this year's trophy, which I think I've shown this before, but if you check it out, this is a 5-pound can. We've weighed this thing. The way it's produced, it's in bronze, or it's cast in bronze or something, whatever the production style is. No two look the same. There's always these little imperfections in it, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, the energy drink taken home this year is Bum Energy. Chris Bumstead and Raw Nutrition's Bum Energy. A intriguingly complex beverage, low caffeine or moderate caffeine, as you might say, with cognizin, a full dose of cognizin for focus and cognition. And I continue to say it's pretty cool seeing the energy drinks and the protein powders that win Clash of the Cans and Protein Wars. They're not your typical big names. And it's not necessarily like, I mean that in a bad way. I mean, it's obviously a good reflection of who follows Stacked. And we have retailers, distributors, suppliers, manufacturers, ingredient houses, brand owners, hardcore fans, hardcore enthusiasts, loyal followers that love supplements, and it's cool to see that type of audience picks these things. And I would say people have asked me why didn't this one win and why didn't that one win? If it came down to the most popular, Monster and Red Bull would have wiped the floor with everybody. They have the market share by God knows how much. I thought it was a 30 to 40% each. Could be wrong on that. Might be, I don't know what it is exactly. It's not small. It's just mammoth. Same goes for protein powder. Like Optimum's Gold Standard should have won at least 1 year. Hasn't won. ISO 100 from Dymatize, another big name protein powder, hasn't won. I think it comes down to just our audience you get brands who share the contest with their fans and they vote. But I think you got to understand, with all stores, distributors, buyers, all the different industry individuals and loyal fans we have on Stack that they're there that do vote and pay a massive. They're the ones who are responsible for most of the decisions, basically. And so it's not surprising that we get these interesting products that do the industry proud and do them differently. And Bum Energy, I think, is a great example of that. Simple 12-ounce soda-sized energy drink. Cognizant and caffeine, nice and simple, but effective, incredibly effective. And it serves the purpose, and it won. Great taste as well, and it won. And it's, and like I said, we've got energy drinks. Rain Total Body Fuels one, C4 Energy is one, Raise, another small energy drink that came out and won it 1 year. Rise Fuel won it last year. It's cool to see these energy drinks come out and the audience just support them. And I think Bum Energy is another great example of that. It's pretty cool to see. Congratulations to the team taking it home. The trophy, I believe, was shipped out to this morning. I sent the address over last week. The final engraving's done. The address should be on their way, and they should be having it in their beautiful little offices shortly. And we will, of course, have the contest back again next year. I think I enjoyed the format we used for the finals, the NBA finals this year, best of 7. Basically, each day was a point, so 7 days. We measured the votes on each day. So if energy drink A got 20 votes on day 1, energy drink B got 21 votes, B gets a point. Next day, we measure the votes submitted again. And then, first to 4 or best of 7, whatever you want to word it, that brand takes home the title. We're going to be doing that for the Protein Awards at the end of the year, but that wraps it up. We're going to jump straight into the news. I won't be going back 2 weeks. There was just too much to catch up on. We've been doing record impressions and views on Stack for the last 6 weeks. Just the amount of news we're sharing, the amount of attention the site's getting, it's been fantastic. And so I don't really have time to go too far back. But yeah, we're going to kick things off with news of, who was it? We're going to start with Rocka Nutrition out in Germany. Now these guys, extremely popular a few years back. I hate to say it, but like before ESN kind of just blew the lid off everyone, Rocka Nutrition, I guess, was one of them just giant brands in Germany. I remember going to FIBO one year and just seeing a booth that had no rival. It was just a massive space. A 1 hour booth of the year, a booth of the show at that year at that expo. And they've changed things over the years, to say the least. They're not as pink as they used to be. They made their brand entirely plant-based, so everything switched to plant-based, whether it be the, I guess in the ingredients, aminos, protein powders, snacks, everything was made to be plant-based. It took them, I believe they had a goal of doing it within a year, and they did indeed transition over to get rid of everything that had any dairy ingredients, meat ingredients, dairy ingredients, and then move to, entirely plant-based, vegan-friendly. It was very interesting to see. But the news is from them lately, they are going to change their look. They are moving to a completely different look. The logo is changing up a bit. You can check it out on the website. It's mostly the colors. Mostly the colors really that they have switched up a bit. It's a little more vibrant, a little more flat. And by that I mean you've got single colors rather than vast gradients and stuff like that. Very modern, interesting look. Very different from the current one, and even more different from the original pink. And there are absolutely no touches of pink on this one. And while you may be sitting there thinking that's not a big deal, who gives a shit? Like I said, they've managed to hold on to that pink from back in the day pretty well, even with their more recent look. So it is interesting to see them just change it up very differently. You can check that out on a closer look on the website. We now go to SEEQ, the clear protein powder specialist, who has, not only is it one of the supplements that has emerged during this immense popularity increase of clear protein powder in North America, but SEEQ is it's a clear protein brand. They don't make anything else. They're not doing a clear pre-workout or clear amino. They are only doing a clear protein powder, and they have done a tremendous job on doing that. And I'm trying to bring it up, see if I've got it here. Yeah, so they mentioned this last week. Was it last month, where they put out a note saying that they're looking for investors to kind of help scale and take their brand to the next level. And in that little outcry or call out to the world, they said that they were an 8-figure brand, which means you're 10 million plus, which is damn impressive for a company that's doing just clear protein, not just protein powder, clear protein. So kudos to them. But that's neither here or there. The latest news is they have made a cocktail series. Now, they didn't confirm it entirely when we wrote the post. They did eventually show it off. I think it was yesterday or the day before. They have made a cocktail series. They put a teaser out, each tub of the protein powder alongside a cocktail. From the colors and the fruits and the pictures, we had a stab in the dark at what those flavors would be, and we were spot on. So SEEQ is coming out with a cocktail collection of margarita, pina colada, and strawberry daiquiri. All of them are going to be available for its signature clear protein powder. The difference is that they are going to be limited, but more importantly, they're going to come in significantly smaller tub sizes. So these won't be your, I think their regular is a 20. I think it is a 20. I can't remember exactly. I think the regular is a 20 serving, if not, sorry. But I'm guessing that maybe these ones, they looked about a half, but then, being tubs with a lot of empty space might be 10, 15 servings. I'm not sure. But they're launching, I believe it is in the coming days. We'll probably have a post up now or tomorrow about it. But yeah, cocktail experience into the SEEQ clear protein powder. A nice little twist and a fun little twist, as we always like to see from the company. Keeping with the focus on fun, we'll actually head back to Europe on this one, because this was a an incredible story that we kind of had to share that wasn't really much of a story, more of just sharing information. So if you're a functional food fanatic, and I know there are a lot of them out there, and you have followed Stacked over the years, you will have likely heard of the brand Got7 Nutrition. Now, Got7 Nutrition had its peak several years ago, and it's out in Germany, and they were known for just putting together the most unique functional foods you could ever think of. They did sugar-free M&Ms, or Smarties as you call it. They did a low-calorie Kit Kat that tasted as good as and I'm not even shitting you, as good as a Kit Kat. They did your regulars like protein powders, but then they did unique things like protein pralines, blocks of protein chocolate, but inside that they had gooey pieces, nut pieces, fruity pieces. I mean, you name it, these guys just were relentless. They even did a protein nachos, and then you could buy a pot of low-calorie salsa to dip. It was crazy. They did some cool shit, and were just, in their later years, they kind of went down a bit. It is what it is. But, it was cool to see. It was cool to see them grow and see what they could do, what next. And in fact, if I remember, they might have been one of the first to really pioneer the advent calendar. They did a 4-foot tall calendar, filled it with protein snacks, and I think it was usually about 50%, if not more, of those were unreleased. So you could, and I remember when they announced this, because the amount of days didn't even come close to the amount of products they had. So I was like, and then they told it. They said, yeah, by the way, only 5 of these are like standard ongoing products. It's crazy. And then since then, it's now a commonplace too. Either way, Got7 Nutrition is legendary. They were eventually purchased and then disbanded or faded out. They were transitioned over. Some of their products, I believe, made it into, was it More Nutrition or ESN? I can't remember. They were owned by the same company as Got7 Nutrition when they were acquired. And then it kind of just disappeared. One of the guys behind Got7 Nutrition is now the man driving Inlead Nutrition, a new German company that has seemingly come out of nowhere, but has one of the most ridiculously cool lineups of functional foods and sports nutrition products you ever did see. And when I first saw the brand, I sort of thought, man, it's crazy. These guys are doing some cool shit. It didn't cross my mind until I saw their classic sauce and premium sauce, which were 2 products that Got7 had. And they were differentiated by one being more gourmet, still better for you, low calorie. And then they had one that was like just absolutely nothing. And that was the difference between the premium and classic sauce. Inlead Nutrition now has those same 2 products. And then pretty much shortly after that, they reached out and said, oh yeah, hey, it's the same dude behind it. And he is going to be powering on the innovation. So in short, if you're a fan of Got7 Nutrition, you need to be paying attention to what the hell these guys are about to do. Under Got7, pretty much anything you could think of, they tried to do a protein version or better for you version of. And I would think that based on what they've got in the current Inlead Nutrition lineup, they've even got a better for you low calorie cereal that has crunchy pieces with a gooey filling. Just to give you an idea on where these guys are going. And obviously, since Got7 was acquired and passed on a few years ago, I'm suspecting this dude's been hard at work figuring out what the hell he can do better and more, and they're ready. So we'll be sharing all the innovation on the site. Keep an eye out for it. Go to, I think it's inlead.de. I'm pretty sure that's the website. That'll give you a good breakdown of what they've got, but it is going to be one to watch, and that's not even... That's just, it is what it is. It's a huge deal as to what they're going through right now. The next story we're going to go to, we've got too many to share, I think, to be honest. We're going to go 5 Hour Energy and finish off with some fun ones. 5 Hour Energy, the kings of the energy shot space, has made a hot sauce. This is not a joke. This is not an April Fool's Day prank. This is real. They made a hot sauce, and obviously 5 Hour Energy is an energy shot company, and it may not come as a surprise to you that the hot sauce does indeed have caffeine in it. It is just a general hot sauce, so it's got a spicy peach mango flavor. I believe the calories were 18 grams in a 2 tablespoon serving. Sorry, 18 grams of carbs, 17 sugar. for a calorie count of 70. Now, again, the caffeine is in there. It's not a huge amount, but it is definitely on a level that might notice it. So in that 2 tablespoon serving, you're looking at 60 milligrams of caffeine. So you have 2 servings, you're on par with the Bum Energy drink. You have 3, you're getting up in the realm a little bit above Monster Ultra. You have 4 servings, you're bleeding into Ghost Energy drink, around there, that low 200s. So it's a caffeinated hot sauce. It's exactly what it says. It's not better for you. It's not low calorie, low sugar. It's just a hot sauce with caffeine in it. And kudos for 5 Hour Energy doing something I certainly did not see coming. A lot of people commented sort of saying the same thing. If you had told me 5 Hour Energy was doing a new product, it's not that they sort of stick to safe categories, but they've never done anything this obscure. Like, I don't even really how to draw an example. It's just you don't have companies that go this far out. And 5 Hour being the giant that it is, it's always kind of stuck to the energy shot, stuck to what it did. Its most recent new product was the 5 Hour Energy drink. And they have done different versions and flavors of its shot, but they've stayed within energy. And I guess this does stay within energy, being a hot sauce with caffeine, but it's still fucking wild. I'm not trying to dog on it or anything. It's a damn cool innovation, very fun, but would not have seen this coming. If you told me to guess, I would have thought energy gum, energy popsicles we'd seen, some familiar formats with caffeine, but energy, good on them. Congratulations. Hopefully it does well. You can grab it from the site. I think the restock is coming soon. But yeah, keep an eye on 5 Hour Energy's website if you want a piece of that. The next story we go to is, this was an interesting one. And I'm going to share this for this is probably going to be the second to last story we have time for, but I'm going to share this anyway. So a while back, Supplement Needs did 3 pre-workouts. It was the first time they entered the pre-workout category, and Supplement Needs is a powerhouse brand, incredibly well known for its sports supplements as well as health and wellness items. So getting into the pre-workout was a big deal because it had found the success without needing to do a core category like pre-workout. So it did 3 pre-workouts. There was one for energy, there was one for focus and energy, and there was one for pumps. Now the energy one was the most intriguing supplement I had seen because it was basically a supplement built to support energy without caffeine. Now the concept sounded like it was just a hook to be like, okay, so you have to buy the energy product to get most energy, then you have to buy the pump, then you have to buy the focus, which had caffeine in it. Now, when I put it to use, this thing came in, I was through that energy thing way more than I expected. Not the caffeine with focus, not the pump, the energy side. The reason the energy worked, I think that was the most intriguing and most used for me, was purely because of how versatile it truly was. So the concept is basically you would get everything you needed for energy that wasn't caffeine. Now, sometimes, and not even sometimes, majority of the time in pre-workouts, you'll get good stims, you'll get good energy, good focus, good pumps, and good performance, but the energy will mostly rely on caffeine, sometimes multiple sources of caffeine, maybe some theobromines. They don't get too complex on energy. And generally the increasing and decreasing of the caffeine is what fluctuates the intensity of that side of the supplement, at least in a pre-workout. Now, what Supplement Needs did was that it basically gave you everything that I guess you would get in some of these edgier, more intense brands would put into supplements for energy, basically. And it included just stimulants that you would not commonly see in your standard pre-workout. So it meant that you could use this thing with most every other pre-workout out there, whether it be something mainstream, whether it be something moderate, even if it was something that was pretty well put together. The stimulants that they had in this it was like maybe 6 or so, give or take. It just made it so that you could just add this to it for extra energy. And it's not often that you can, in fact, this would be the first time I'd ever seen someone make a supplement that did that. You could add it to something for more intense, more potent, more robust energy without any involvement of tweaking or changing the caffeine. was a big deal, huge deal. It didn't, as they told me, it wasn't that great of a seller. And I think it was a very specialist type supplement, especially if you're someone like me, I was just using it for the purpose of being able to then combine it with other pre-workouts. It wasn't my sole one. And in their point, they made this alongside 2 others that you could combine together. So it didn't go around. But last week, Infinis Nutrition, the powerhouse newcomer, did exactly the same thing. They've created a supplement called Energy. And the whole purpose of this thing is very much the same. It is an energy supplement that combines as many ingredients as you could possibly think of for energy without caffeine. Meaning you could stack this, very similar to what I said about the supplement needs energy supplement pre-workout. You could throw this with another pre-workout, amp up the energy. This could be something that you combine with, say you have your favorite pre-workout and you want to increase the energy, but it's not something you can realistically do. If you want better pumps, stack with a pump pre-workout. You want better performance, buy extra beta-alanine, Pico 2 or whatever. But energy is a very distinct effect that just it's hand in hand with caffeine, and there are just, pour some extra Monster Ultra in there, usually is the trick, or a heaping scoop. This intensifies the energy without the need or even the concern of ingredients being off balance or whatnot. And so, like I said, much like the supplement needs one, Infinis Nutrition's simply named supplement Energy achieves the same thing. It is incredibly versatile. You can have this by itself to get energy without the caffeine, but I just love the versatility of having something in your bag where you can just be like, look, I love this pre-workout. The pumps and performance are great. I just want a little bit of extra energy, and I don't want to have to rely on more caffeine to do that. This does that for you. So I'll rattle off the ingredients. It is a pretty impressive list. So you get Dynamite PX at 420 milligrams. You get theobromine at 200, NeuroRush, the increasingly popular stimulant, also at 200 milligrams. Ginseng at 200 milligrams, 100 milligrams each of Evantra Z and Dynamine, 50 milligrams of teacrine, 200 micrograms of huperzine A, saffron, another focus component, and then, a variety of B vitamins, albion, I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, I'm going to say it as albion, chelated minerals. And then you have PKTP at a huge 800 milligrams, and also, what was the other one there? Yeah, Rodeo Prime Rhodiola at 250. So those are 2 additional performance components. But as you can see, this thing is purely there for the purpose of energy. And it makes an incredibly versatile cocktail that you can, again, just stack with a pre-workout to amp up the energy. Even Infinis Nutrition's own Ultra Pre-Workout, which is already juiced to the gills, you could throw this alongside it. It's a damn versatile supplement, and well worth if you're a pre-workout enthusiast, just a guy that loves pre-workouts, supplements, sports nutrition, and likes to fill their cupboard with things that, you know, hey, I'm doing an arm day, I want a low stim, I'll mix this with this. This will be well used. I assure you that. After the supplement needs one from a few years back, I can rest assured this thing would be you would be through this very quickly. It is in capsule format, so not powder, but it's 4 capsules per serving. It's stimulants, not overly large. So yeah, very incredibly versatile. And I thought it was just a brilliant move from a company that's not even a year goddamn old. That's a mature move to make, and a very, very creative mind, innovative team over there doing that. And again, big applause to them. And you can check that out on the site, Infinis. Just search up Infinis Energy or go to infinisnutrition.com. I believe it's available for purchase now. The last story we have comes from none other than Costco. It is not overly innovative or creative or groundbreaking, but a big story to finish on because of basically what it is. So anytime Costco is featured on Stacked over the last few years, it has been for an exclusive size, usually of a protein powder. And generally, whenever you see a brand that you know in Costco, it's there to save you some money. It's whatever they have available, it's going to be a shitload cheaper there than whatever something of similar size or the same product works out outside of Costco. It will require you to buy a lot more. So generally, this isn't real, but let's just say, you know, you buy a gold standard 2-pound tub, 5-pound tub. Costco has a 6. I actually do think they have, I'm pretty sure they actually have a 5.6 pound bag. but there's very much to the point. You'll have to buy, you'll get a bigger size, but it'll be working out to be much more cost effective. The reason we have them in the news this week and why they made a lot of headlines is that Costco has come out with its very own protein powder. And it is a bitch of a competitor. Like, I don't mean bitch in like a bad way. I mean like it is a beast, probably the better word, in terms of value. And it is not a pushover on formula. Usually, so the supplement is called Kirkland Signature Whey Protein. It comes under the Kirkland brand that you will see in many other aisles of Costco. They do various versions of products and foods and things all over the place in different categories and industries within its own stores. But the whey protein is generally, if you're going to be cost effective or your focus is value, you'll put in a big size and it'll be, I prefer isolate first or isolate only, but some brands will opt for whey concentrate only. So I think my Proteins Impact Whey is that. It's a whey concentrate only, which is a more cost effective protein than whey isolate. Very simply, it's 80% whey protein versus isolate's been 90. And yeah, so that's usually the way to go. And then sometimes you'll get a blend of isolate and concentrate, and it'll mostly be concentrate. For Costco and Kirkland's whey protein, that's not the case. It is an isolate first blend, which means that the majority of the 25 grams of protein you get per serving is from whey isolate, a higher quality source of protein. Concentrate is in there, but isolate is the superior or the primary preferred source of the supplement. And you do get a lean profile. So I believe, I'm just going to bring it up. It is 25 grams of protein per serving and 4 grams of carbohydrates, just a gram of that sugar, 1.5 fat, and 130 calories. That is as traditional as you get. 130, 120 calories for 25 grams of protein, that's pretty typical. You get down to 100, 110, that's more in the realm of, well, 100's absolutely nothing else. That's more in the realm of your isolate stuff. But yeah, it is a good formula. It is a quality formula. And now for the real cherry on top, it is $47.99 for a bag of 5.4 pounds, which works out to 70 servings. That is, that is no joke. 70 servings is a lot, and it's like I said, it's not often that you see protein powders up above 2 pounds these days. The 2 pound is significantly more common. You generally get the 4 or 5 pounds is a lot harder to find, but they launched a 5.4 pound and it's under $50. You will find some protein powders out there on the market, and given they're probably going to taste a little bitter, but they'll be isolate first blends, and they'll be like 2 pounds, maybe 3 pounds if you're lucky, and they'll be in the 40s. This is $47.99 for 5.4 pounds. That is a tough son of a bitch to beat. We looked around. We did a post last week when we got the news, and then we did a post, I think it was earlier today, basically going over just how good a value this is. So I mentioned my Proteins Impact Whey Protein, which is its signature protein powder. It's whey concentrate only. That is $99 for 5 pounds, 5.4 pounds. I'm trying to remember the exact price now. I believe it was, they have it for $99 for, I'm going to bring it up. I know it's here. I can't remember what the hell it is. Yeah, 5.6 pounds. No, I think it might just be 5 pounds. Either way, their size around that realm is $99, but then if you subscribe, it's $50. That does indeed, eventually, if you subscribe, it does beat Costco's $47.99 for 5.4 pounds. However, that is a whey concentrate only. Like I said, that is whey concentrate only. The Costco supplement is isolate first and concentrate. There are a few that I know of that get close, and there'll be brands out there that do sales. I'm just talking regular prices. Costco might do a sale on this at some point. I don't know. But 5.4 pounds at $47.99 with an isolate first blend, you're going to have a hard time finding. I had a hard time. The closest I could get was the Optimum 5.6 pound bag at Costco, which is, I think it worked out to be 4% more expensive. But that is from Optimum, and that is at Costco, and that is also an isolate first blend. And it's very similar in ingredients and nutrition. And that 4% is judged on price per gram. So that's not judged on whatever, that's judged on price per gram of protein you get. So calculate how much protein you get per bag, 70 servings by 25 or 50 servings by 20, whatever it may be. Calculate that up, divide the price by that, price per gram. That's what that was calculated on. And so it's, like I said, there will be some out there. I know there'll be some out there that people will say like, hey, this is actually right there. This is right on the money. But to know that you ain't going to go into GNC and vitamin shop and find anything remotely close to this, maybe there is, I haven't been in there for a while, but like it's just the whole point that we wanted to point out in the post today, as well as when it was announced. This is no joke. This is a serious competitor. $47.99 for 5.4 pounds. And it is only available in one flavor at the moment, in creamy chocolate. But don't be surprised if this evolves into a strawberry, a vanilla, a peanut butter, other common flavors. But at that price, it's, like I said, if you are out there and you are a big value protein person, I buy mine in the 5 pound, 10 pound bags, and you end up finding this. Don't be surprised. Don't feel bad. Like, this is a damn good competitor. If that stumbles up as the best option for you and you're sitting there going, this is like, it seems odd. Why isn't any of these other ones slightly better price? Don't grab it. $48 for 5.4 pounds at that formula is damn good. And so it's rolling out to all Costco's right now. I believe it is going on their website. Last time I checked, I couldn't see it. It might be there shortly, but $47.99 before discount. It's not excluding any sales they might run that might make this even beastier. But check it out on the site. I've got a full breakdown. Everything we said on this show, check it out on the site. As always, go to the site every day. Even if I don't do the podcast, you need to go to the site. Even if it's a public holiday, go to the site. That's all we ask. We know that everyone out there has been doing it, as we've seen the massive uptick in traffic for the past few months. And check it out once, twice, 3 times a day. We post 10 to 15 stories a day. All is the most important supplements, sports nutrition, functional food, energy drink, news stories we have on offer. And share it with your mom, your dad, brother, sister, friends and family, anyone you know of. Pass it on to them. Let them know. Follow us on social media. I look forward to having you back next time. And thank you for listening and tuning in.